Ontario is 500,000 homes behind their $1.5 million promise they were going to build. We also have SWIFF. They're doing a film based here in Sarnia, Lambton, a short film. And we have our first mayoral candidate. And we're going to look at some of the most affordable places to live in Canada. This is another episode of Housing This Week on Ryan Out Loud. So first, let's look at the Ontario government's promise to build 1.5 million homes in Ontario by 2031. They're already behind by 500,000 homes. What are they going to do? What's the answer to affordable housing? What's the answer to finding more housing for more people so we don't have these inventory crises over and over again in Ontario, really across North America when you think about it? I've linked that article below in the write-up. There's one from CBC in there as well. And then we also linked the original story from the Ford government when they made the promise to do that 1.5 million homes. So SWIFF, people that know what that is the Southwestern International Film Festival. And they're making a short film set here in Sarnia, Lambton, which is absolutely amazing. Check out the link here from the Sarnia Observer. That's coming up. Always a great thing here for our community. And again, we have a lot of flood damage here in Sarnia, Lambton. People are wondering, what can we do? What's the city doing to help us? They just had a meeting on it. Lots of people still having questions. There's a story linked here from the Sarnia Observer and Sarnia News Today. That's the former Blackburn News. Give you more information of what you can do. There is some city programs available, so there's some money and some help as well. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. And we have municipal elections coming up. We have our first Sarnia mayoral candidate, and that is Sarnia councillor Nathan Calhoun is seeking for a mayoral candidate. So it'll be interesting to see how many more candidates we have, because that's only the one right now so far. Again, is Mike Bradley going to run again? And who are the other candidates going to be? And there's also, I've linked here, the full list of all of the candidates for council. There's quite a few for city, not as many for city and county. So there's a list here that you can see that. I recommend reaching out to all of the councillors, all the candidates, seeing what they're going to do here for your community. This is one of the most important elections I feel we have here, because it really affects us here locally, the decisions that are made and the things that affect our day-to-day life, the things that affect your property taxes in Sarnia are all based on this election right here. So pay attention to it. Get out and vote. There is online and there's also in person as well. So there's no reason why you can't do it, because you can't complain about it if you don't get involved and have your voice. So home prices, they've dropped in Canada a little bit. They're down a little bit. We're seeing them really steady out. They haven't gone too far down in Sarnia, Lambton, really. We're seeing them really hold steady, really they've leveled out. We're seeing the most drops in places like Toronto, Vancouver, where the markets have been bananas forever. They've been in a real state, keep going up over the last 20 years. But here's a list of 10 most affordable markets in Canada. We've linked it down below from West Coast to the East Coast. Sarnia still is one of the most affordable places to live, I feel, for what it has to offer. We have some of the best weather in Canada, let's be honest. We only have to shovel snow a few times a year. We have beautiful waterfront, we have river, we have beach, we are right close to the States, and we just live in a wonderful community. And our average house price is still sitting at $500,000 with an average family wage of around $110,000. So I'm surprised we didn't make this list, but that's okay. But there's some more there as well. And as per usual, we have our weekly call with George Hayes. And let's look at some housing stats for the last week. So we saw in 2022, we saw 18 price reductions for this last week, 66 new listings, 29 conditionals, 35 sell, and 22 came off the market. Remember, 12 of those came back on the market. Now, 2021 last year, we saw 55 sales, 6 come off the market. So quite a drop in the number of sales for the last week, really. It's almost 50%. It's probably actually about a 40% drop. And here's something crazy right here is when you think about it. So there's about 100 sales a month, maybe 120 sales a month, roughly. There's 330 agents here in Sarnia, Lambton. So make sure when you are interviewing agents, talking to agents, there's one of those that are selling more than 1 or 2 houses a year. Make sure they're experienced in the trenches. So that's another episode of This Week in Housing on Ryan Out Loud here in Sarnia, Lambton. Thanks for watching. Remember, put Sean on your lawn.